some of your critics might say that you're bitter. How do you answer that when critics say that you're bitter?
You know, I've heard that so many times. And the funny thing is that some of the people say that I'm bitter, people that haven't seen me in 20, 30 years. I wonder what it is that they know about my life for them to make such a statement. I will tell you honestly, but I don't know how, I don't want to try to convince anybody, believe it or not. What does it matter? I wish these people say that I'm a bitter guy, that they were as happy as I am. Because, yeah, I'm older. I wish I was younger. I wish that I had never had some of these surgeries because they were tough at the time. Today I'm feeling a lot better. But I spent 20 some years on the road. Today, I retired. Well, my parents lived to be in their 90s. So I was so grateful that I got out and I still spent some years with my mom and dad. My mother died at the age of 97 in 1995, and my father died at 93 or 94 in 1986. I got out of the business in 81. So I got to spend a lot of time with my folks. And today, since I've been out of it completely, I kid around. I say I date my wife again because on Saturdays we go out. We always go out. I have 4 beautiful grandchildren, and I have my 2 sons in Pittsburgh, my twins, Danny and Daryl. And they have with their kids. And so to me, I go back to the old country once a year because I still go back to my town and other places in Italy. I mean, I look at myself every day. Now, in my day, we didn't make the millions of dollars. Believe me, nowhere near. What we made was pocket change next to some of these athletes today. But I consider myself the luckiest guy in the world because I know that's a statement a lot of people made. I survived the war that I shouldn't have because not only of the daily bombings, but the diseases. I came down with rheumatic fever, which a lot of people don't make it through with the best medical care. I had no medical care, and I laid there for 3 years, but yet I survived it. I got to come to the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, and I got to pursue my dream. I wanted to be a wrestler when I got up, and I became a wrestler. So, anybody who says I'm bitter, it's somebody who doesn't know me at all. Because if they knew me, they would know that I'm a happy guy, really, at this stage of my life, and a very extremely grateful guy.
Yeah, yeah. And just closing out, we talked about the fans. Talk about your love affair with the city of Pittsburgh, because I know one day we were talking on the phone, and you were heading to the stadium to shoot something for the opening day of the Steelers season, and so it sounds like you still do a lot with the city.
Well, I did commercials for their opening for both the Steelers and the Pirates.
Okay.
And of course, Billy Graham came to Pittsburgh, and he said that nobody knew what was in Pittsburgh. Even I did commercials. They played those commercials I did for both the Steelers and the Pirates. I mean, they played them every day. I don't know how many times a day. Pittsburgh. Look, when I first came from Italy, this is where my dad was working. This became home. And so this is where my mom and dad lived. My wife's parents are from there. So that's home. And even though this is a great country, beautiful country, there's a lot of beautiful places here, I never considered moving out of Pittsburgh because the family's there,
Yeah.
And and Pittsburgh's a nice town, actually. People still, some of the older folks still look at it as a smoky city, but it's anything but. It's not that anymore. That's gone. Unfortunately, the steel mills are gone, which provided a lot of work for a lot of people. But Pittsburgh's a good town. It's a reasonable town. It's not people can live there. It's not the most expensive place to live. You know what I mean? It's a good town. It really is. So I do like Pittsburgh. And I want to make another thing clear. I don't want anybody here who's going to see this whole thing to think that somebody said that I don't like any of the wrestlers out there today. And there's nothing further from the truth. I don't know most of the wrestlers today. Okay? I don't know. I don't like what McMahon has done to professional wrestling. I don't like the direction it was taken. I don't like to see that the major arenas aren't running on a regular basis anymore. To me, wrestling belongs to the arena. And the chemical stuff that bothers me tremendously. Again, last night when I was talking to Tom Brandy, here's a kid who's got, I say he's a kid because next to me he's a kid, but here's a guy who weighs about 280 and he's got a tremendous body, okay? And a guy like that should be on top, even from anywhere in the wrestling business. But this guy refuses to use chemicals. He chose, yeah, God gave him a good frame, but he busted his butt to develop. And there are other people like Tom Brandy's. I don't know how many are out there because I don't watch it. And it's sad that this kind of people with that kind of mentality to do it the natural way, the good way, the hardworking way, are not the ones who are given the best opportunities. And I think that that's sad. And like I say, I don't know how many Tom Brandys are out there. I don't know because I don't watch wrestling because frankly, I've been turned off with what they've done to it. And I can't watch it and just fluff it off. I take it personal when I see McMahon, they tell me he drops his pants and says, "Kiss my butt" club and stuff. I've never seen it, but and if I did see it, it would anger me, it would upset me, and I'm not going to lose sleep over some of the stupid things that go on there. There's stuff like that. That's what bothers me. It's nothing personal with the wrestlers themselves because I don't even know the wrestlers.
Yeah.
I really don't know most of those guys in there today. I just don't like what they've done to it. That's all, because I love this business.
Yeah.
I tried to be a good ambassador to the business throughout my career. I tried to conduct myself in a way that would not disgrace myself or the business. And to see then what followed with guys dropping his pants and somebody getting buried alive and somebody's been crucified and somebody's been run over in a parking lot with automobiles what's that got to do with professional wrestling? What's it got to do with wrestling? That's stuff like that pained me great.
What's your daily workout like? Because you're obviously still in tremendous shape.
Well, I've taken my body weight down. I had to because of all these surgeries. My doctors advised me to less weight, be less stress on the lower back and hip and the knees and that. So, from my heaviest, but I was 275. But when I broke my neck and I went down to 250, I never gained that weight. I purposely stayed down because I was getting old. I was in my mid-30s and that. Now I'm down to about 215, 218. I fluctuate around there. And basically my workout is that 3 days a week I work out with the weights. And 3 days a week I do road work. It's the road work that really keep my weight intact. The weights don't do that.
Yeah.
But the road work enables me to keep this weight, which for me at this stage of my life, at my age, with these problems that I've had, this is a good weight for me. Actually, I try to get even lower, but I can't. I just can't get below this.
Yeah. You and I have talked about this before. Have you ever thought about writing a book for older people to keep in shape? Because I couldn't think of a better representation than yourself to go around and preach physical fitness.
I've never been approached for any such thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one negative thing about in wrestling, unfortunately. If you're another athlete like a baseball, football, or whatever, and you were known for something like that, I think there'd be a lot of interest. But somehow for wrestling, because whatever all the reasons are, I don't think that we get the same equal opportunities like a lot of other sport figures would get.
Gotcha. In closing the interview, we always ask our guests to talk to their fans. If there's anything you want to say to your fans out there, I know your fans are ungodly loyal to you. If there's anything you want to say to your fans as we close out the interview.
Well, to all the fans that were there in my time when I was still wrestling, I think I've expressed this many, many times to different places I've been, different radio shows that I've done. I've always have felt and feel to this day that a deep gratitude because I've never kidded myself or fooled myself in believing that I was so great and I was a star. You're only good when the fans are there to support you, and the fans supported me. I've always been extremely grateful, and all I could say is I did the best that I could in turn. In the ring, to give them what they hoped to get out of me. I know I gave it the best that I had to give, and but I've never forgot their support. Always appreciated, and to the young fans who have been nice to me, I appreciate the kind thoughts that the kind of things that they've expressed to me from what they've heard from their families, whoever. You're always deeply grateful for that because I never expected anything after I retired from wrestling. So to have fans remember you like that, it's very touching. I appreciate it very, very much. And like I said, I'll always be very, very grateful because I know that if it weren't for the fans, I would have been a construction worker. That's it.